'89 was the year God made me, so you know what it is.
Welcome
I'm rolling.
back again
Back again with the guy
with
of
the
the moment.
guy. When I see
Jeez
the
Louise,
culprits.
bruh.
Yeah,
It's been a while. I've been waiting for this one for a while because
yeah. So where do we start?
let's just begin, bro.
Yeah.
Negotuka on
the socials.
Facebook and the socials and
Yeah, look. Now I've no more will I be commenting or giving any smoke to anybody that puts out a top
list.
whatever list.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This shit is it's risky
It's very risky, man.
at the very least.
Bro.
Like we put so
And another things, you know me, I like Kimakaka, so I like, but even still, bro, I was like,
it was a lot of heat. In fact, I didn't know people cared that much, bro.
yeah,
Because we were just like, put our list together, let's get a little bit of engagement. Yeah,
Sure.
Let's debate. Yeah, they did not come for us. They did
yeah,
not
niggas were
come
not
for us.
happy, man. I think the one thing Nerubu had mix with the list is Motsoko bias, right?
Yeah, which is a fair. That's one of the fair criticisms of it that I I realized, Hey, Tony, dog.
It's
Tony
like,
comes
nah,
out and be
nigga.
like, "Hey, nigga, I don't deserve to be that high." Okay,
You got it wrong, son. You got it wrong.
on top of
got it
all the
wrong.
smoke we're getting, Motsoko legend le itatlela rai
Oitatlela,
khona
nah.
bafethu le nna a le ga go teng.
It's wilding.
And in retrospect, nobody argued that much about the names that were on the list.
I think it was more so
It
the
was
order.
the order. It was the order. Yeah.
But I also felt like, I felt like there was some names that shouldn't have been on that list, and there was names that are not there that should be on that list.
Like,
Khatike Bomamajita, Optical Illusion.
Optical Ill was
Optical
not on
Illusion
there.
was not on the list.
Yeah.
People mentioned Ben Sharper, and I was like,
Yeah.
Emphatic Types wasn't on the list.
He was on my list.
He was on your list,
If you
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I mean, the Big Hash, I felt like he could have been on the list.
Big Star is Big Star on there?
Big Star's not on
Big
the
Star
list.
Johnson's not on
he
there.
should be on the list. Jeez, bro. Freaking... What's his name? The boy from Pretoria. 25K is not on the list.
25K.
He
He's
should
not
be
on the list. That's a big.
I think Bo Tato Soul,
Yeah.
maybe. But we'd have to... And I say this because Madlera's on the list,
Yeah.
right? So if Madlera's on the list, then
those
these
guys
cats
should be
need
there.
to be on the list, and we, pit them against each
Yeah,
other.
that was a big oversight.
You know.
Definitely.
Man, who else? There's quite a few niggas that were not on the list. And Vay was not on the list.
And he was not on the list.
And Vay was not on the
He
list.
must have been on my list.
No,
He was not on the
he
list.
was not on the list, bro.
Yeah.
That's an oversight.
Yeah, that's another oversight.
Yeah.
A big oversight.
There's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people. We can go through a long list of niggas that are not on the list.
One thing I learned from trying to put the list together is that after your top 20,
It gets tricky.
it gets really
It gets
tricky.
tricky, bro.
It
gets tricky.
Because now you're going to have to start venturing into artists you don't necessarily listen to,
yeah.
but
But you can't ignore-
You can't ignore
yeah,
them, you
exactly.
know? And that's what I found challenging with it is how do you pay the right amount of homage to people who, made an impact
Yeah.
and have a catalog. And then the last kind of criteria was bars, right? And the one criticism that got me the most was from Tabiso. He sent us a voice note. He's like, guys, if you're going to put Todi there on the basis of his contribution with Morafe, then Tony's 14th. How can Flabber be like
Yeah.
30 or 40 something?
Yeah.
When Flabber actually had a lot more solo projects. He won a summer as a solo artist, and what he did at Squatter Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one, it made me realize,
Rethink the whole thing.
yeah,
Like, we got it very
we got it
wrong.
wrong. We got it wrong.
But yeah, you know, that was the point of the exercise, because we I don't want to say shitting on TD's list, but I had mad reservations about, like, you know what I mean? But it was about, okay, let's see.
Can we do better?
Can we do better? And damn.
No, well, not.
And
I
I
don't
actually
think-
went to go check the comments on his list, you know, after dropping our list. Max Normal.
Max Norman was on there.
Yeah, he was on that list, but
Should he be?
we rang. Oh, it's a group. Ke Ghost Lady wa rona, ke tsoro ya Sabu.
Yeah, you can talk.
No, ka
bruh.
nna bua. Hey, no, Max Normal was
Max
in a
Norman is
group.
not a group.
It's a group.
It's a group. I looked it up, bro.
Oh, is Max Normal a group?
Yeah.
Wasn't it just one white guy?
No, remember it's
The Antwoord.
Yes.
right? We thought Max Normal was that.
Was that guy? Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that was.
Max Normal was actually
A group before the Antwoord.
before.
Oh my God, bro. That's
So
And then what's his name? Mapolo.
sure.
Mapolo also confirmed it
Yeah.
because I was like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then
Because I think with Max Normal, we were just kind of putting it there because it's a name that comes
I
up.
remember,
like,
I
when
remember
you know
it
what I mean?
being popular back then.
Yeah. And what was I saying? Like, when I went to Tilly's comment section for that list, he had a lot of people agreeing with
His list.
his list. And I quickly realized, like, you know, it catered to old and current. But yes, bearing in mind, it's his...
It's his.
It's who he listens to, who he fucks with. So, looking at it in hindsight, after doing our list, I was like, he wasn't too far off. He was maybe a little bit. Again, I looked at it from a Motsoko bias point of view, because the first thing I was looking at is where the Motsoko
Where the
gents,
Motsoko guys
where they
are at,
ranked,
yeah.
right? You know, so I think he got it a lot better than
we
us.
did.
Yeah,
And also, like, even though he didn't have criteria,
yeah.
he stipulated that this is my
Yes.
preference.
Yes.
We didn't do that.
We didn't do that. So our
We-
preference was not in.
We were
in-
trying to be objective,
Objective,
right?
yeah.
And then it was not that.
I think we were judging niggas harshly, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you know. But damn, bro, it was a fun exercise.
it was a humbling exercise.
It was a fun exercise. But look, I think, and you've seen the previous episodes. I asked everybody, you know, and Maloba Stogie was on The Sobering, and I went there to go watch it live, and somebody asked about Impact, and it triggered it. It was like, yo, like, what does this mean? Impact. Niggas like to use that word, impact, and I'm like, this is the actual conversation that I've been having for a few weeks now, right? Is that word is always
it
thrown
mean?
around, like, but what the fuck does it mean? You know, and a funny thing he said is, like, if you wanna get engagement, just drop at least west that, and you get people riled up, and you know exactly what we did. But that word impact for you, like, after this whole exercise, has it made a little bit more sense for you, or are you more confused than ever?
No, I mean, I still have the same idea of what it means before and after. I just think that when I was making the list and I was thinking about impact, I was thinking about impact on me, you know?
Yeah.
And not thinking about impact on the genre or
Yeah.
impact on society in South
Yeah.
Africa in general. I was just thinking,
100%.
okay, how much did it change my relationship with hip hop?
Word.
You know?
Word.
Which is not the right thing to do if you're
Yeah.
trying to make an objective list.
Sure.
you're supposed to say, okay, by impact you mean, okay, how many artists did this guy touch? You know,
Yes.
how did his music influence the
growth of-
music of,
yeah.
the time
Yes.
that he was in?
Yes.
You know, how many trends did he start? How much of his sound is still in music today?
Yeah.
That's impact.
100%.
But what I did was like, okay, I bumped all of his albums.
Sure.
I bought all of his albums.
Sure.
That's a lot of impact.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But that's not necessarily
That's not
the case
it, right?
for
So,
everybody.
yeah, and I think when I spoke to Musa, gave me my favorite definition, right? And he's like, with each artist, their impact is going to be different, right? So, first of all, we asked the question, did you have impact, right? And then he used Casper as an example. Okay, once we determined, yes, you had impact. So for me, Jabba's my favorite impact and Ricky Rick, because they gave us more niggas, right? They were the first to do certain
What
shit.
they're doing,
What they're
exactly,
doing, right?
exactly.
So that's that impact.
That's impact,
That's
yeah.
impact. So now, once you determine that, okay, he's got impact, what kind of impact did you have? And they go like Tux, his impact is like, yo, Stswana says DP Sele, we never thought
Like actual
Setswana,
Setswana,
dog.
like
You know what I
all the
mean?
way,
Not street
not
Setswana that we, you know what I'm saying?
saying?
Like Setswana, dog.
Yeah.
I was, and there was no Google Setswana then.
Yeah.
We were asking our folks, what is this?
Yeah,
What you know what I mean? You're looking for Setswana literature to try and figure out what this guy is saying.
Which was mind blowing for us.
For us, right?
Yeah.
So he impacted Motswako like that, but for somebody like that to win a summer off an album like that, it's like,
That's-
yo, that's
that's kinda
national.
impact.
That's
That's
impact,
impact,
right?
yeah.
So you start looking at each artist's impact and scrutinizing it for what it is, and it's important not to paint everybody with the same paintbrush. You know, like right now, Madlera's impact is insane, right? He's making a certain aesthetic cool for hip hop in SA. Like you haven't seen anything like what this dude is doing from a visual point of view, from just a
sonically, bro.
language point of
Even
view,
sonically,
like Sonic. You know what I mean?
slang.
The slang, like
Yeah.
it's and for somebody to do that in such a short space of time, like it's incredible. So it's a very broad.
Yeah,
thing,
but I mean, you could
know?
say the same for 25K.
100%.
You know, exactly the
100%,
same thing for
100%.
him, which was like, yeah, I mean, thinking back now, seeing that list,
It's bad.
it's bad, bro.
Like with
bad,
every week that goes by, my nigga, it's a terrible
It's a
list. bro.
terrible
Like
list.
I'm tired of explaining. I'm just like, I sure,
Can
my
we
nigga, I
just
hear
say
you.
officially, guys, had
We
it?
got it wrong.
Sorry, dog. Like, can we just
We apologize.
apologize? We won't do it again. Shabo.
I might in a year's time.
By yourself,
you know.
actually can. Actually can. That's the list, dog. Actually can. I'm excited. He's like, leave me out. I get I'm like, mix,
Oh,
dog.
mix, come
Engagement,
on, you know.
engagement.
I get it.
And this is what
Now we have
happens.
to go
Now you
and
don't-
fight the good fight.
Bro. We're busy explaining ourselves,
You know
bro.
what I mean? Like I was insane,
Kalusing, bruh. Comment after comment. I think we got like 3 good likes.
Yeah.
3 niggas are like,
There's a few niggas that were like, nah, I can respect it. No, that was the best
That
comment.
was the
like,
best one.
I
It's
can
like,
respect
nah, I can see where you
it.
guys
I can
are
see
coming
where
at.
you land. I can respect it, but
Yeah.
nobody was having it, bro.
Motswako ass list.
Yo, Harry before you too.
Harry,
you
Harry. Don't let it judge.
know. You know.
Apparently, one guy, I'm no longer his favorite MC now.
Because of the list,
of the
like,
list.
GDX out
Ah, man.
You know.
It's an L and we gotta take it,
Yeah,
man.
no, it is
But
what
you know
it
what?
is.
I now realize why it's not a good idea to just criticize other people's opinions.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
It's not. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not
Like
a-
whatever comes out, you got to take it as it is. Like
Just
I
take
know
it what it
wrong.
is. Peace, dog.
Wrong.
Word.
Yeah.
It's
Keep
now
it
that
moving.
now that I've been on the other side,
Sure.
I've got a newfound respect.
for that. You know, like, hey, man. Yeah, no, Harry, Harry, we'll do better next time.
We'll do better
You know.
in other things, not in the lists, but in
Yeah.
terms of the podcast and the topics, we're gonna go in a much more fruitful direction from now on.
We're about giving flowers. You know, we'll try.
We'll try.
Especially now because, hey, Nagarata.
Rata
Ke rata tshele,
controversy.
yeah.
Why rata?
No, I don't know what it is about me, man. Like, I need to get that itch off, man.
Stowed. To makaka. There's no other two ways about it.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway, next topic. There was this what you call it, Instagram clip from Pete Rock posted it. I don't know who it is. Some guys talking about, you know, if you're West Side, if you're on the West Side and you're doing trap shit and you're just something about biting styles from other parts of the country.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it being corny.
Okay.
Right? I think we can put it in, play it for the audience at some point.
Yeah.
But if it made me think about originality and
Actually, before let's play it now.
play it now so that you
And then
know where
it'll,
to drop it in.
We'll pop it.
Or pop it in the
You know.
in the edit.
Sure.
Okay. Let me actually do that. Let me
If
actually
mo-
do
I
that.
rena dio tsa ga Mac G. So o tla ba mo microphone.
Hey,
restaurant. Independent, guys.
We are independent.
You know.
Yeah, let me put it because it's a dope clip. In fact, it could work very well for a skit on a song actually.
Yeah. Hey, wa re itse rona,
Hey,
these
Radi
kids.
Rat. We love them. Let me just look.
Actually,
for it.
Tenasu didn't have any skits, eh?
I'm sure it did. It had
Because
it wasn't a
Deba
skit.
and
Oh, everything was original.
yeah, everything was original. It wasn't anything from the internet.
Social media.
Yeah,
Really?
it didn't.
Shh. Wow. That is actually crazy. Okay, here's a
You can't be different and go bite somebody else's shit. You're
Right.
not different if you a California nigga making trap music. You're
Right.
just a fucking weirdo.
Man.
You're not different if you're a California nigga making drill music. You're just
Man.
a fucking weirdo.
Man.
You're just a fucking biter. You know what I mean? You gotta look at some shit that was happening before. You can't look at these niggas and think you adapting to that. Oh, you know, I'm being different because I'm a California nigga acting like an Atlanta nigga. No, you just a hoe ass sellout. You not no different nigga. You's a bitch ass nigga, and they
Right.
think you a bitch ass nigga,
Right.
and I think you a bitch ass nigga.
Right.
Everybody think you a sucker. So just the 2-3 niggas around you that sucking your dick got you confused. Cause as soon as you step out here and you present ourselves in front of us, we're gonna look at your ass and your shit is gonna be trash.
Right.
We don't want to hear no California nigga trying to make drill. The
Nah.
fuck are you doing?
Fuck that
That's some
shit.
Chicago nigga shit. And it's more or less a disrespect to what they go through and that created that shit.
I think so too.
It's not about can you emulate them niggas. Bitch, that ain't your life.
Yeah.
That ain't your fucking life. They
yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's some parts I disagree with, some parts I don't, but I think it's worth the conversation about like, okay, what's originality, what's biting, what's, okay, you know, like, what is it? Because he's saying like, why are you trying other guys' shit if your life is not based on that? Which I don't agree with, because it's like, why are you experimenting with other sounds?
I don't know if I agree or disagree, but I get it from an American perspective, right? Is, you know, East Coast music sounded a particular
specific way.
You know, West Coast, Atlanta had
It's
its
a
own
specific
thing. You
sound.
know what I'm saying? I mean, the other day I was looking at another clip where these homies were arguing about how Outkast is not on his
Top five.
or top 10 because he doesn't think they were important to the culture. And I think it was talking to Ebro, and Ebro was like, bro, like, you don't have the Atlanta sound you hear now is because of Outkast, right? So in America, you don't get that cross pollination too much. You know, that's why when Kendrick said King of New York, niggas
That was
lost
a
their
big
shit.
deal,
Like, you
yeah,
know what
okay,
I mean?
yeah.
There isn't too much cross pollination in terms of the cadence, the beat choices,
choice, the
like,
production.
the production. Like producers from these different coasts, they'll tell you
You
like
can generally hear where
yeah,
a person is from by
just
the
off
music,
of the music,
they make.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that it doesn't, you lose that authenticity if I'm from New York and now I'm in LA fucking making Crip walk. Like it's like, yo, nigga, that ain't your life.
Yeah,
you didn't grow up
yeah.
on it. Like that ain't what you saw on the block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas Mochai, it's situations like Motswako, right? Now niggas are calling it New Motswako, about 25K. They don't want to call it Motswako, right? Because there's this thing out Motswako, it's
Northwest.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, but it's still, what you're doing is still Motswako. It's just that there's a different cadence to
Yeah,
how you're
and-
speaking, and you know what I'm saying? So now from math, now it gets the brass on a track. It's gonna be weird, bro. That's biting. I'm biting Peter.
Yeah, that
Pretoria
section would
shit,
actually
you
be
know what I mean?
corny
Yeah.
as hell.
And then the Vampota Oro in the Yurigari, you know what I mean? See how to do it now. I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of y'all. Like, you know, I got family in Pretoria. Like, that's home. But it's
Yeah,
it's
no, I
weird.
get what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, there's doing shit like that intentionally to pay homage to a certain style, right? So I've got that joint Income Outcomes.
Income Outcomes,
right?
I was going to say, yeah.
And I'm straight up a dude from London, UK. You know, 100%.
Accent and everything.
Accent and everything. But it's not me trying to be. It's me showcasing that, yo, I can appreciate this style. And if I was from there, this is how I'd
you would
I'd
do
do
it,
it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So there's a thin line
It's a
between
very
biting
thin line.
and trying to be original. You know what I mean? So
No, and once you put it like that, I actually get it, and it makes sense. But now the question is now, so what is originality, right?
yeah.
Because for me, the originality was like having almost your own sound.
Yeah.
Because you could tell, oh yeah, that is Jabba.
Sure.
That is how Jabba does thing. No manga business.
100%.
When Dukes came out, that's Dukes. You can hear it in every song.
Sure.
Every artist.
You don't even question it.
You don't
Like,
even
know
question
of-
it, right? And then other artists, they kind of like do everything of everybody.
Some even go as far as biting.
Yeah, and even beat copying and pasting
Everything.
and
You know what I mean?
even the treatment of the vocals
It's the same.
is the same
100%.
as other people.
100%. I can't get down with that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I really
well,
can't. And I say this because the three of us have very different
Styles.
We're a crew, and when niggas hear us, they're like, "Yeah, that's Heshwan. It's Heshwan. It's that style. These three flavors make
Hash one.
this tasty crazy,
Yeah.
right? I cannot. It's hard for me to sound like somebody else, right? Mix tells a story all the time. Like when, like Waxy heard me rap for the first time with no beat. He's like, "Nigga, who the fuck you bring to the studio? Like, what is this rubbish?" This nigga
Yeah,
can't
it's a very
flow.
familiar feeling.
You know, and you hear it on the beat, you're like, oh shit. You know, that's originality, bro. When you can't call it, when you can't figure
You don't
out
know
the
what it is.
mathematics,
You don't know what it
you know,
you don't know what it
is
is.
this
It's
nigga
just
doing?
nice.
It's just nice.
It's
you know
just
what I mean?
nice,
You can't
yeah.
replicate it. You can't.
Yeah.
That's originality. You know what I mean? And it goes far beyond lyricism. It's everything else that makes that punchline sound dope, right? You know, 1 + 1 is 2. I could say it in so many different ways and make it sound nice. But if I just say 1 + 1 is 2, it's boring, right? And that's where the originality factor comes in. with beat selection, how you choose to write a beat. Like most people stick to a very
It's 1,
certain
2,
pocket,
3,
like
4. And that's why they're whack.
Yeah,
Because it's the same
'Cause it's
flow
that
every time.
You know what I mean?
Same cadence.
Away.
Same. If you're gonna do that, bro, your bars have to be elite.
Elite.
fam.
Like to
Like Nas.
have that
You have to be
that 1, 2, 3, 4 rhyme scheme.
You have to
gotta
be
have
saying
bars
some
for days.
other
You know what I
shit,
mean?
Yeah.
I had a recording session here with somebody, up and coming artist, and as a recording, when I record people, I'll tell like, yo, don't get sour when I tell you like, don't do this, do that. Like, flow is my thing. I love flow. It peeves me when you don't
know how
catch
to
the
flow.
beat, dog. Like, I would quantize you or say you. If you leave me to mix your shit, I'll take and nudge your that end, And I was telling her like, yo, listen to the snare, like I like the kick and all of that. Like, listen to that snare when that snare comes in, right? Let that snare hit and then jump in with your rap. Don't jump in with the snare. Confused.
Bro,
They
you
were
have, you
confused,
have so much
right?
patience, bro. What are you doing in your spare time?
Yeah, no.
What are you doing? To be explaining such things.
It's a paid session, and now if you paid me to do
You're
a
gonna
session for you,
try and do the
I'm not gonna
best.
record shit and have you walk out of there with it sounding like shit, right? Because my hopes is that you're gonna take it to someone and be like, yeah, Tautuna did that for me. You know what I mean? Like, hey, nigga, I'm a bad motherfucker when it comes to my candles. You know me, dog. So explaining flow to somebody like that, like, think about your rhyme in that way. Think about when you say ke ne ke tshega. If you're gonna rhyme and say ke ne ke tshega, then you better laugh while you're saying ke ne ke tshega. Or you better smile, because it needs to sound
Translate-
like that. Like, you know what I mean?
translating the
And
sound,
that's what cadence, flow, personality, all these things are put together to bring out that originality of who you are as an artist, as an MC, as character, bro. Eminem is a perfect example of that.
Of bringing
Of just playing around with more than it just
more
being
than
the
just
rhyme.
the rhymes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
it's a tricky one, bro. I can't believe. Yeah, you got a lot of patience, bro. Le ga go tloga patelo, bro. Yo, what? I can't imagine myself in that conversation.
Explaining,
Ke re ka
like,
coacha or
yeah.
catch the beat. Catch the beat.
No, but sometimes it's like
B.
somebody writes a flow a certain way, right? And like sometimes
And they
when-
want to repeat the same over every beat.
yeah. So you find this, like, sometimes we'll get verses from guys. They'll send like, for example, on Kochol in Check part 4. What's his name? Mix from Kenya.
Trouble.
Trouble Lee. Trouble Lee sent his verse through, and luckily he had sent a reference. When I dropped it in on a different bar,
Bar.
you
And it
know,
still flowed.
like half a bar later, and it was
Nice.
super nice, right? And then now I'm mixing with that flow, and I'm enjoying it. When I went back to the reference, I'm like, ooh, I got it wrong. So I had to snap it
it.
back to where he recorded it. Still nice, but it had a different
had
bounce.
a different bounce, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I wish I was a bitch ass nigga like that to put
And
it
just
out
put
the
it
way
out the way you
I
did.
prefer. You know
That's
what I
what we
mean?
did with Petrol.
With Petrol,
Kit
with
Kat.
Kit Kat's verse,
Kit
yeah.
Kat verse, you threw it in.
No, but there I think it wasn't intentional.
We didn't have a reference, yeah.
We didn't have a reference, and
number
the
one.
way they sent it, they didn't send a wave bounce. Mahenza didn't send a wave bounce A1. So because he recorded
did he
it
send?
at dropper in, he sent the different drop ins
Separately.
separately, but they weren't bounced
wasn't one
out
wave.
from beginning of the
To
16
end.
to the end. They were just, so I'm like, I had to
They were
construct
all
the
in
verse.
the beginning.
Yeah.
All starting at bar one. Each of them.
Each of them. So I had to. I'm like, yo, you
Bro,
sent
you
the set
basically
wrong.
put it in.
100%. So when Kit Kat actually hit me up and he's like, you know, and I explained to her, I was like, nah, this what happened. You know what I mean? So if I had had a reference, and also we're out of time,
It was
so
the last
we
song to be
couldn't
finished, I
send
remember
we
correctly,
couldn't
yeah.
send it to him to say yo. You know what I mean? But I appreciated him being able to not be sour,
and hey,
you know,
hey,
and
go to
just say, "Oh,
Facebook.
Jens, the verse wasn't
These
originally."
H1 niggas
You know
just
what I'm
put me
saying?
wrong. Oh, motherfuckers. Right? Like other
You
people.
know, he was really cool about it, you know. But what was dope is that his verse got a lot of love.
Yeah.
You know, and
it was still dope.
You know, it was dope. It was dope. So
But I'm sure when he listens to it, he's like,
it's not the way
It's
I
not
wrote
the
it,
way I
man.
wrote
You
it,
know,
yeah.
so I would love to hear the original.
the original way
he intended
wrote
it to sound. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we could update
Yeah,
the
we
song
we could actually.
with the way he intended
we
it.
could,
You know,
we can re-record
we
his
could
verse.
re-record his verse,
and
put
then
it out
swap-
the way.
That doesn't beat getting your verse cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another story.
Hey, let's not go there. Let's not go
No,
there.
let's because I've done it to some people, man.
You've done
and-
it?
Yeah, bro.
You cut niggas' verses and then put
Mm-hmm.
the song out?
Yeah, it's like hard, boys.
No, I mean cut.
But as-
no. He's talking about
As in all cut-
cutting a piece
Enough.
of the verse out, like editing the verse.
No,
No,
not
I
that.
mean, if something's
I
not
thought you
dope,
mean like removing.
No, man. I mean, if your shit's not dope, you're the artist. It's your song. If you don't use it, you don't use it.
Sure.
So you feel a certain type of way. I mean, Kanye does that shit a lot.
Mix, you had that happen to you.
Yes,
Glenn
that's why
did
he's
that.
bringing it up.
One song I hate.
Ooh, yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be painful. I would.
I mean, cause
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't
they were
like that.
bars as well. It's not like they were weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah.
And
but
then
it
there was
wasn't
the
even too long.
outro,
It was the
the-
same length as all the other verses in the song.
Yeah. Oh wait.
That's a disrespect, is what it is. That
Yeah,
is
that's
a
tough, bro.
violation.
It's a violation.
It's a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have
Bomber
it.
clats.
But yeah, on that's the last point. Removing people from songs if you think it's not dope anymore. I know Kanye West does it a lot.
Sure.
He'll record a bunch of niggas.
Sure.
And then just not have it on the song, on the final song.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? I feel like it's fine, it's okay, but the way you do it is very important.
very important.
You know, like, let me know beforehand. Don't let me hear the song
That it's not gonna be.
that,
Yeah.
and then I recorded, I think I'm on the song comes out, I'm not on the song.
Oh yeah.
Rather let me know, hey man, I'm cutting you. There was a stronger verse.
Sure.
Or, you know, we cut a bunch of weeks versus, you know, a Hardy.
Sure.
Or give me a chance to rewrite.
100%.
You know, if you're gonna
100%.
just cut me,
And we've had this
Mm.
conversation before. It's the same thing of like telling a nigga go back
And
and
rewrite.
rewrite, right? It's the same thing. But sometimes you don't have the time, for that.
for the rewriting part,
right? For the
yeah.
rewriting. So I'd rather, this verse didn't work out. Let me rather nake kwale a second verse.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And just do the track alone.
Yes.
I think it's pop to tell a homie, you know, you'll give me a verse, and then it doesn't work out and you don't let him know. And then the
Yeah.
joint comes
And
out.
this joint
and
comes
you got
out.
another nigga on the joint. Ooh, that's not cool.
But it happens a lot.
It does, but
happens.
you just gotta let the brother know. Like, yo, my nigga, somebody else pulled up and he had a harder verse. Hardy. You know what I mean?
You know, we
Oscar
can do another
Uka,
song or
You know what I'm
whatever.
saying?
I'll make it up to you. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, it happened with, it wasn't exactly that, you know, but with Cooley, when he did the Absolute project, I had come across that beat from Gert in Maftown.
The Apu joint.
Yes. And he's like, no, Apu, put me on this. So I hit Apu up, like, yo, man, I got this beat, I got this dope idea. And he's like, matter of fact, Cooley just paid for this beat. So I'm like, damn. So I hit Cooley up. I sent him the little demo that I'd done. And he was like, cool, we're going to do this joint together. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, things didn't work out, but he had done the Absolute joint because he had just bought the beat, but I didn't know what was going on. And then months went by. When I finally saw him, first thing he says to me is like, hey, Poison,
Hardy.
you're going to see things coming out. You know? the videos.
Don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? You will find another joint. You know, and that beat is Rihanna. Like, yeah, there's gonna be my.
me and Kuli.
You know what I'm saying? But I appreciated that. Like, that's the first thing he said to me when he saw me. I think it was like a week or two before
It came out.
It's like, bro, Oscar Bala or find another one. It's just that, you know, something happened. This was perfect. I was like, it's chilled, bro.
Yeah.
It's chilled. Funny enough, I told this story years ago. I was in Botswana doing an interview. And I was just chatting, like with Vizo, and we were just chatting. And the lady who was doing the interview was there. And she heard this, and she went and wrote it in the article. But the way she put it was kind of
she made
like...
it sound like you took it.
It made it seem like Kuli stole the song from me.
Oh,
I'm like,
my
no.
God.
So now I remember Apu hit me up one time. He's like, yo, what the fuck's going on Facebook? Niggas talking wild shit. I mean, what are you talking about? He's like, go to this Mang Mang's page and check it out. And this kid is like, yeah, you know, we are tired of Motswako artists stealing up and coming nigga songs. Like Kuli stole Nasi song, Casper stole Mang Mang song. I'm like, yo!
Don't put me inside.
Chill on it. What are you talking about? Like, you are wilding, bro. And I was scared. I don't know if Kuli ever came across that, but the fact that Apu hit me up and was like, you know, and I quickly rectified it. I was like, yo.
Oh, did you holler at the journalist?
So with her, I was like, man, it's done, you know. But I guess this is me finally kind of talking about it. Like, yo, that's not what happened, you know. And she wasn't blatantly saying that, you know, but the way it read, I was
It
like,
read.
this doesn't
otherwise.
read. Yeah, it came out weird. I was like, you know, it is what it is, but it didn't fuck up my relationship with Kuli. I don't think he was even aware of it, but, you know, it could have. It really could have. I think that was a moment that made me very careful
about the interviews you
about
take.
interviews you take and how you speak. Pre-interview, post-interview, because niggas is listening, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're in certain spaces, public spaces, and you have certain issues with certain people, it's important not, like, you gotta keep that shit on the hush. Because I might have a quarrel with you, Jiggy, and then get like a mixy somewhere, and then somebody takes it and
It
runs
comes
with
back,
it and
runs with it,
has
yeah.
no context of what's really going on.
Which
and
is
then-
really what normally happens with all these beefs.
yeah.
It's like there was a small issue, and a nigga probably confided in somebody.
Sure.
And then it became this big issue.
Yeah.
Without
Which
the
it-
people
it-
involved actually just chopping it up and
chopping
be like,
it up.
hey,
And
man,
yes,
it's-
maybe you're gonna lequal, but these niggas are homies enough to we
Yeah.
can fight and
Yeah.
hug it out and all is good. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah, man, that was nearly a big mistake. You know. Going back to that conversation in Irbuana, yeah, the biting and styles and whatnot. I don't know if you've had this conversation, but there was this homie who was supposed to edit Peloyami.
Okay.
Josh. He said, and we were talking about wannabes, and he said something along the lines of like that song was like us Motswako cats kind of excluding everybody else who raps Katswana, and we're like kind of making ourselves the elite crowd, like Motswako belongs to Muff Town type energy. And that's why you don't hear Motswako from Limpopo, and you know the cats in PTA are not calling what they doing Motswako. And I'm like, how, Sway?
That's a stretch.
That's a big stretch,
That's a
right?
big leap.
There's been and I was like, nah, bro, like you can't say that. Like you can't say that. You can't
you can't
say
blame
that.
that on one song, bro. There's no. You can't.
And that song never really became. I
That
think
big.
it was big in Motswako, in the Motswako
it was an
circles.
anthem in Motswako circles.
Sure.
Yeah, it
You know.
didn't really go bigger than that.
But
did it?
and he was basing what he was saying on conversations he's had with niggas that wanna do motswako,
Oh, okay.
you know, and don't consider themselves motswako because of
How can you wanna do motswako and you don't consider yourself motswako?
no, because they heard so you wanna be motswako because you rap in vernac. Right, so the messaging of the song was misunderstood. Like, just because you rap in vernac, you wanna be motswako? Nah.
Okay, when
Nah,
you put it like
you know
that,
what I mean? Like,
put it like
and I
that.
was like, damn, bro, like, is niggas mad out here?
No, but you know what? You know what I think that is? I think that's just a bunch of low self-esteem ass rappers, man. There's no other way to put it. Like,
I would
come
not
on,
believe,
bro. Where's your
self-belief.
confidence, bro?
Yeah,
One
man.
song is gonna put you off your whole. I'm not touching motswako
Forever.
Forever.
I'm done. It's like that guy, right? I'm quitting boxing. I'm quitting. It's not fair.
Like, really, dog. If I heard a song like, so you wanna be motswako, that would be like, yeah, nigga, I wanna be motswako, nigga.
Yeah,
What?
nigga.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And that was the vibe. Another crazy story. This one I was like you guys are stretching. Was that we're going for Casper
wait,
on that song?
how?
How is the question, right? But
Wasn't Casper like huge already by then?
he was huge, but it was I get people don't want to consider him motswako, and so it's like y'all are what y'all are trying to create, and the fact that KT was on the joint, like, you know, and I'm like, y'all niggas is stretching, and I'm like, these are the narratives in the streets, like, how far are
does
they
it go?
getting?
How
You know
far
what I
does
mean?
the rabbit hole go?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was quite crazy, but yeah, it's just a random thought I had. I was like,
Yeah, look, I mean, that's wild, man. Look, but believe in yourself, man. You can't now not wanna do motswako because niggas
said
that means basically you're not good.
Yeah.
And you know you're not good. So I mean, it didn't stop Naughty. Why doesn't Naughty feel that way?
100%.
You know what I mean?
It's for me to say.
It's for me to say.
Yeah.
He didn't feel like these niggas are talking about me or
Sure.
they dissing me. No. So then, no, but look yourself in the mirror, man.
And be like, why you
And
touch?
reflect.
Why you touch?
Why are you upset?
Especially songs like that, right? So there's this thing I believe, like, if the idea of subliminals, right? If I drop a bar and I don't say your name
And it touches you.
and you get touched, then yeah. Nigga, you fit the bill.
Yeah, the shoe fits.
You know what I mean?
The shoe fits.
It's on you.
The shoe
It's
fits,
not
yeah,
me.
yeah,
I just
exactly.
say what I said.
I just say what I said.
It's a blanket statement, and
Yeah.
when you're like, it's like, yeah, nigga, it's your baby. Like, sort
Yeah,
yourself out
yeah.
so that you don't fit. You don't fit in that
Yeah,
demographic
yeah.
anymore. You know what I mean? So, but it's just wild to think that shit like that can happen. Like, you know,
The narratives can just come out
It's
of
wild,
nowhere.
bro.
And then you think, why is the energy in this conversation like this? Kanti, people have built up this story in their head
their head.
about you and what you think of them already.
100%.
That's
You
why I
know.
stay at home, dog. That's why I stay in the house.
Yeah, bro.
Niggas is out here.
I mean, it's happened, you know. What do Facebook? Maliti babu, like, what?
Bruh,
You feel like this?
You feel
Call me, doc. Yep, you have my
You have
number.
my number, dog.
Call me, homie. You know, so
know.
guys, if I say something, yeah, and it touches you, if I didn't say your name, I'm not talking about you. Don't just feel some type of way, you know. And if you do, holler back at your boy.
Holla back, guys. You know, like, I used to be, back in the days, I used to, you know, when these little disagreements in motswako started happening, I used to get so upset because I'm like, if, you know, I'm staunch motswako, man, like
Sure.
a lot of shit, a
Yeah,
lot of it.
yeah.
So I wanted
It's
it
only
to, I
the
wanted it to
fucking
be,
matters, bro.
you know, I wanted it to be kumbaya, man. Let's do this. It's us against the world up in this motherfucker. And then
And once you got in that circle, you felt like you've done it, right?
yeah,
Like,
and I'm like, I'm in the circle now. Let's
Sure.
let's kumbaya this shit, nigga.
Yeah.
We back. Let's all go to the world, nigga. But then you realize there's gonna be politics. It's a
It's a pie,
pie, dog.
pie,
It's a
dog.
pie.
It's a pie.
And it's
And-
like, dog.
And you don't want no part of it. Like,
this is not what I signed up for. This was
Yeah.
not the dream, yo.
Nah.
This is
You
not
know.
it. This guy is saying shit about that guy. This one is tripping. This one,
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like-
hey, banna.
Can't do it here. And man, for me it was hard to see that shit, you know. Cause you're like, man, and the thing is, you're almost in a place where the way these a certain somebody will be saying something about somebody else
That you're cool with.
that
by the
you're
way.
cool with, it's like you must now agree and pick a side. Like, yo,
No,
hold the fuck
yeah.
up. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not getting involved. I know nothing about this. And the best I can do is react like Cosby would react. I'm like, oh, cho.
Tota.
Rahul. Yes, sis.
Wow, damn.
Damn. And it's a time,
Yeah,
Harry
yeah,
poison,
Harry
you know.
poison.
That's it. Like, hakiri it.
Yeah.
Because, hey, man, and it's kind of creating this energy. Everybody now is just doing their own thing. Kokonenda. There's no.
There's no togetherness. Even if you go outside of Motswako specifically,
Yeah.
remember when hip hop was like the genre in South Africa? I think it was late 2000s. You know, just when Casper was really flying, bro. It was
Yeah.
after Dr. Beleza. Like when Goto were coming out.
Yes, like
everybody, 2012, 2013.
2013, somewhere down.
There.
Yeah.
And everybody was collaborating. It was a bunch of posse joints. It was
Yeah.
just like everybody was coming to everybody's gig.
Yeah.
It was just like a movement,
100%,
bro.
100%.
And when people ask, I mean, I see on the interviews, yo, what happened to that freaking unstoppable force that was building within South Africa in the hip hop? And it
Yeah.
was, get it tell it, dog.
Get it tell.
People were just like being jealous of each other.
And now
all-
I wanna get a pagama in my piano. Right? I mean, the conversation last year was like, yo, these niggas are working together. They like putting each other
Putting
on.
each other on.
And we
Everybody's
dig that,
working with
right?
everybody.
You know? But now it's like, why niggas...
This one didn't get paid.
You know
this
what
one
I'm
is
saying?
stealing my vocal.
Hey,
This one is
no,
stealing
it's
my
my
sound.
master. It's this, that. Like, yo, what are we doing? Why are we building something only to start tearing it apart before cement it? It's in concrete.
Yeah, I think part of it is that there's some like dishonest people
Sure.
that are actually not there for building. And I'm also gonna feel some type of way, bro, if I'm coming with like positive energy and just trying to get on, and then a song blows up and then I'm not being acknowledged.
Away.
You know,
Away.
I'm gonna feel some type of way
Away.
about it. You know, I mean, Focalistic, that song Kesta that blew up.
Sure.
When the song came out, it was Focalistic and Vigro
Sure.
on it, and then
Jiggy
Jiggy Jiggy is
That's
only
Focalistic.
Focalistic. You know, so stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that
that's
stuff, it
foul.
happens. And I guess that stuff starts happening. I don't know a lot about what's happening in the piano space, but I see one guy that's just like not about it. Mapurisa, he tries to pay his dues, bro. From what I heard,
Yeah.
like he gives the people they get.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to shit on him for this whole masters conversation. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like, it's my master.
Do you
dog.
understand business? Do you
Yeah,
understand
dog.
the industry at all?
Did you book studio
do
time?
You
No.
record the song?
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it works.
It's 1 + 1, dog.
Yeah, sometimes it's people who don't understand how things work and then they complain.
Yeah, man. It's like, I mean, we are pretty straightforward about our shit. You know, it goes without saying, but we still make sure. Like even Lemonka was saying, like, hey, sure, Bafuetu. Like, I wasn't expecting Hori, you know, Letanga, body,
the publishing, what,
split
the
shit.
split sheet.
You understand? Like, don't play that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I about the story. Done. You know, and
Yeah.
niggas aren't doing that. It's again, inform yourselves,
Yeah.
guys. Move in studios. Because now I go studio session in Sakao. Kichitsu. Be good or be get there, bro. Ere. Ke pata split sheet. Ke batla split sheet. I get tswana. You know.
In a way.
You don't understand? Ke batla split sheet.
production
dog.
credit that
Hey, don't child, no. I keep both. So niggas must know, man. Be careful who you have in the studio. You know.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it's all good and well to have homies and you know.
Yeah,
But if this guy's always there, and kwala irang ka moso wa go menggia ba re mona wa se right on that so ke batla this date go celeste tada because you're like where's this coming from my dog? You know what I mean, like so guys must get into the habit of like within the circles and relationships you keep around making your music and the creative process, like have a clear understanding of
play open cards, man. Play
what
open
your
cards.
relationship is, bro. If you know what I mean, it's weird.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to the kind of people that you have around you. You know, like if I feel a certain type of way, or I want thing, I'm writing crediting, I should be able to come to you
Yes,
instead of going to McG, Kibo Masip.
sure.
You know, because that's the kind of thing that is like, bruh.
What are we
What are we
doing,
doing?
bro?
What are we doing?
I mean, niggas now would rather go for clout and make noise than resolve the issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like the issue is now like
A trigger for like
a
getting
trigger
numbers
for getting
and
clout.
yeah.
And so anything is like, yeah.
It's like I
can't
wish a
wait
nigga would
I
do
wish a
something to
nigga
me so I
would do
could go
something
talk about it. You know what I mean? Nah, that shit is fucked up.
That is corny, man.
Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. So I dirisane mmogo bafowethu.
Yeah.
It's all about building a culture, man. Like let's do
Let's
some.
work together, man. Let's, positive vibrations, man.
You know what I mean?
It's already tough enough without people working against each other.
Child, dog.
You know? It's hard, man.
You know.
So just
Mutual respect, man.
Mutual respect.
That shit is it's hard.
Why is it so difficult for
I
people
don't
to
know,
just
bro.
respect each other, bro?
I don't get it,
Sos
bro.
majita or sos batho fela,
I don't get
you
it.
know.
You
But-
know, and I'm not gonna say too much about it. You know, we've had our situations, but yeah. Yeah, watch how you moving out here, niggas. Re godile. Re godile, bafowethu.
And on
You
that
know.
note, Arebe as I come back
Yeah.
episode.
We will see you next time,
See you
man.
next time.